Wargaming. Wargaming. New ships. Close test 14.4. So, wait, which patch are we on now? We are on 14.2. So, 2 patches from now. 2 patches from now. We're very happy to share details about the newest tech tree line coming to the game, an alternative branch of American destroyers, along with several new premium ships. Okay. New American destroyers. Update 14.4 will introduce 4 new American destroyers as part of the new tech tree branch, which is focused on the use of main battery guns. Well, this sounds familiar. A main gun focused American DD branch? Ships of tier 8 and above use an experimental 137mm gun developed by the US Navy between 1939 and 1940. Okay. Compared to the current branch of American destroyers, ships of this line will have improved main battery guns with good rate of fire combined with high damage per minute, as well as access to HE and SAP. Are they making a If Sherman type of line? Well, this comes at the expense of worse concealment and a smaller number of torp tubes. This line is set up for mid to long range engagements as their average speed and concealment. I don't even know what this means anymore. I don't even know what average speed and concealment means in 2025. I have no idea. These destroyers are rather large, okay, which makes them a bigger target, but on the other hand, they have a large HP pool to help them survive. Fair enough. The branch's distinctive feature is a new smoke mechanic. Instead of having a finite number of charges that are used up, this line of destroyers will have smoke generator that can be activated and deactivated at will, making use of a charge mechanic similar to submarine's dive capacity. That sounds insane. Though this smoke generator cannot recharge. What? Sounds insane. That's what? That's so good. What? That's so fucking good. Plane comes towards you, you just stop for a smoke puff, it flies past you, leave your smoke puff. Also, in any DD fights, it's great. You smoke up when the fight starts, just so you go... Like, you can open up, smoke, leave your smoke instantly, so your bloom... Just so your bloom has disappeared. Huh. I see an infinite number of bugs. Okay, that's a fair concern. That is a fair concern. It is Wargaming we're talking about. It is Wargaming we're talking about. This should be baseline for all DDs. That would throw... A lot of the balance in the game is built around the smokes right now. That would really mess with a lot of the balance in the game. This will allow you to adapt your smoke generator to your needs at any given moment. Be it shorter smoke to stop your ship from getting spotted, or long-term offensive smokes to set up a strong firing position. There will be a minimum activation period before you can deactivate the smoke, as well as a cooldown before the next usage. Once the consumable has been used up, it cannot be used again. In the future, more ships in our game may take advantage of this type of consumable with total duration rather than separate charges. This feels insanely power creepy though, because how do you balance this? Because this is objectively so much better than any other smoke right now. Like, this just... It's kind of like a dive function. Well, not really. It's a dive function, but you're still vulnerable to radar and hydro. But it still seems so fucking useful. And it also has insane team play. It has insane team play potential. Like, okay, I'm a DD. I want to run and go fight the enemy DD, but I need my smoke for it. But my teammate is also under a lot of pressure. I can go put a smoke for my teammate just long enough for him to go dark, to him to get a heal or DCP up, and then I can turn off the smoke and go chase the DD, and I have smoke ready for that fight again. Like, I don't know how they're gonna balance it, but it seems insanely strong. It seems individually insanely strong and team play wise insanely strong. Like, if it's a really long smoke as well, can't you just smoke train your teammates really well as well? Like, doesn't it make smoke trains insanely potent? Like, you have a radar cruiser with you, you can just smoke him across the map for a couple of minutes as long as it lasts. This is Wargaming devlog, yeah. Libertad smoke train. Again, people always talk about this smoke up Libertads. Libertad isn't that good of a ship to smoke up. Schlieffen is much better as a smoke ship than Libertad is, for multiple reasons. First of all, you have the Hydra on the Schlieffen, you don't have it on the Libertad. But more importantly than this is Libertad needs its funny button in order to actually deal a lot of damage. And you get this funny button by shooting your guns and taking potential damage. If you don't have your funny button, Schlieffen damage is actually straight up better. Schlieffen just is more effective in a smoke than Libertad is. So Libertad doesn't really benefit as much from being smoked up. Of course, it makes it very easy, but you don't do as much damage as Schlieffen does. Schlieffen does more damage from a smoke. And also, Libertad, like Schlieffen is a pretty vulnerable ship. Libertad is not. So Libertad doesn't really benefit that much from the smoke to begin with. These destroyers are best suited for long to mid-range encounters, bringing down on enemies the combination of HE and SAP shells. Okay. Interesting. So Hughes, tier 7. And the second member of the Sims class destroyers. Okay. So is this a Sims hull? Looks like a Sims hull with looks very identical Sims. It's a tier 7. Let's do this. Okay, get rid of it. Is it just straight up? It's just a Sims, right? It's straight up just a Sims, I think. I think it's just straight up Sims. Okay. Tier 7. During the liberation of Philippines, she was struck by a kamikaze. She returned to service in 1945. Fair enough. American destroyers Hughes. Tier 7. 13.8k health. Okay, yeah. It's just straight up Sims, yeah. HE shell damage. 1.8k. Velocity 792. Maximum SAP 2.7 with 2.7 with 36mm pen and reload 3.4. So that's Sims reload. But SAP, and that's a lot more alpha. 2.7? 2.7. That seems like quite a bit of damage. Am I right? Is it not? That seems like quite a bit of damage with it's 4 guns. I think Sims is pretty okay DPM already. Yeah, Sims is pretty strong, 129. And this is another 900 on top, so another 50% on top. So, what, 180? Hold on. 190? 190 something. Wait, are they really gonna give it 190k? Can someone calculate this? Am I no, 190k SAP. That's what I thought. 190,000 SAP. What is that? Oh, there's a DPM somewhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, but that doesn't give me the DPM. But so this is a Sims, but 190,000 SAP DPM. That makes this ship by far the highest DPM ship at tier 7. By far. 190,000 SAP DPM. So, like, Mayhem's issues is big hull, poor concealment. And it gets 160. This thing is going to have 190. So, absolutely going to destroy destroyers. Also going to do really well against cruisers, I think, because, I mean, it's going to have more DPM than a Lazo. It's going to have almost Shore's DPM on a destroyer hull. And you can smoke up. You have the special smoke. You see a cruiser, you smoke up, and you just start pelting out Shore's levels of DPM from a smoke. That seems really powerful. That seems really powerful. Damn. Okay. So, wait, what did it say? It will have less torps. What torps does it have? Maximum 2x4, 533. Wait, 2x4, 533. Okay, that's the same torps. 1169.2. 1167. Oh, but it's these, right? No, it's a new type of torp that's pretty good. Wait, how is this less torp? This is pretty good. This is pretty damn good. AA is trash, of course. 35 knots. Wait, 40 knots. Is it much slower? It is significantly slower. It is significantly slower than Sims. Handles extremely well. Surface detect 7-1. I'm gonna assume that's gonna be the same because they generally don't bother. You can only build concealment. Here, 6-4. 6-4 conceal. Damn. 6-4 conceal with this DPM? I feel like this thing is gonna shit on... Wait, it does get a... Wait, it gets a completely new speed boost. Why are they adding a completely new speed boost? Speed boosts are usually 8%, 15%, or 20%. And then there's the Italians with the 25. That's... 10% is a completely new one. They just added a new number. This is new. The fuck? I think Sims default one is 8. Yeah, default. This is the default basic speed boost. But this thing is some sort of custom speed boost that is just 10% for some reason. Why? Okay. There's a smoke generator. There is a minimum usage time. Okay. There's a minimum usage time and there is a cooldown. Total usage time 140 seconds. Am I gonna assume that you can run this thing on it, which will give you 20%. The problem is you are giving up dispersion for it, which is a bit iffy on a pure gunboat. So how slow will this thing be? It does 35, you run speed flag, you run new speed boost. It still does 40 knots. Thank you, Woodman Gamer, 35. Okay, it's not like it's bad. In fact, it still looks incredibly strong. Usage time is very limited on this, provided you always use the minimal amount. Provided you always use the minimal amount, you still get 7 short burst smokes though. 7 short burst smokes, which is still really good. Dispersion time 5 seconds, so you actually get 25 out of these. You get 25 out of these. So actually, the more short burst smokes you use, thanks to dispersion time, the more value you get out of it. So you get basically 7 25-second ones, which will give you 35 seconds extra duration to this. So you end up with 175. You end up with 175 total smoke time. But, I mean, the DPM is what makes this insane. It's so far above all the other gunboats at tier 7, it's not even close. Like, it's so far above them. Sims is already a like top tier 7 destroyer in terms of damage output. Like in terms of gunpowder, Sims is already up here. Sims is already up here. Like it's 4th best. It's 4th best. Now it's gonna go jump to 190. It's pretty fucking wild. And also the fact that the SAP Pens 36 means you can destroy cruisers and you can destroy BBs. So you have basically light cruiser DPM against every target at your tier and also the tiers above. Very strong. Seems insanely strong. I don't really know what the weakness here seems to be. The torps are not much of a weakness. The speed is still 40 knots. That's really good at tier 7. 6.4 conceal isn't bad enough considering the DPM. This thing looks like a monster. Absolute monster. Yeah, this thing looks like a goddamn monster. American destroyer Osborne. This is a Fletcher? This looks straight up like a Fletcher. This is a straight up Fletcher, but I think the turrets are different. Let's see, Fletcher. Yeah, it's a Fletcher, but the gun barrels are longer. So that's the new experimental gun. But other than that, it's straight up a copy pasta Fletcher. Straight up a copy pasta Fletcher, and they switched the turrets on. Okay. They made the barrel a bit longer. A hypothetical refit. Okay. 4x1 guns. Had the gun been accepted, it is possible that a new destroyer based on the Fletcher class would have been developed for them. Okay. To compensate for the greater weight of this larger, it only carries... To be fair, this is one of the few times I can agree with it is possible that a new destroyer based on the Fletcher class would have been developed, because the Americans love the Fletcher class. Once they nailed the Fletcher destroyer, they fucking pumped out such a ridiculous amount of Fletchers that I can actually accept this. That had a new gun been developed, they would probably just put it on a goddamn Fletcher, because they had so many. How many? Let's see. How many? Let's see. The United States commissioned. Can we find how many actually were built? Because there was such a... Basically, the entire world got Fletchers after the war ended. They were just sent out all across the world. Like, here's operators. You can see United States, Argentine, Brazilian, Chilean, Colombian, Hellenic, Italian, Japanese, Mexican, Peruvian, Republic of Korea, Spanish, China, Turkish, German, and a million fucking subclasses. Completed 175, but I think there was a lot more than that commission, but they cancelled them because the war ended, basically. But it is the one time I can agree with. The one time I can agree with that if they had made the gun, they might have put it on a Fletcher, because they had Fletchers everywhere. Americans loved the Fletcher, because it was a really well-designed destroyer, a really successful destroyer, and they just pumped them out like crazy. Americans made more Fletchers in 1944 than Japan built destroyers of any during the entire war. Yeah, I mean, but comparing to Japan, it is hard. Like, in general, American industry was so absurd. Don't get me started. I can talk for ages on American industry. Did you know in 1943, the Americans made more planes than there was Air Force in basically any other country. They produced more planes. And in 1944, the Carrier Task Force, the American Carrier Task Force, I can't remember what it was called, but one single American Carrier Task Force had 13 carriers in it. That single American task force in 1944 had a larger carrier squadron than Japan had during the entire war. One fucking American squadron. Like, once they got the fucking industry pumping, the Americans were just completely unstoppable. Like, you can't fathom the fucking production. It was fucking wild. It was it Third Fleet, Fifth Fleet? Yeah, I think that was the one that was that fleet alone was larger than the entire American Navy. Mush. Oh. Mush. Metsätöi. Pistät sen portinkin.
Nyt se on aika sitten tottunut taas siitä, että se on semmoinen terveys.
Mikä? Koe?
No, se jää sitten vaan nakettaa luontoon. Syömään, niin ne on myrkyllisiä sinne puhassa.
Just. Okei. Kävelikö se minnekään?
Se on taas sinne naapuriin etupiin pysytään sitten.
Ai sit sä olis kotiin?
No, ei, se olisi jäänyt sinne taas nakertaa.
Okay, no. Okay, sorry about that. Distracted by doggo. Let's check out the Osborne stats. World of Dog Ships. Can't show dog? Oh, I can show dog. What? Pistetään portti kiinni. Yeah. He's a bit more alert and awake now. He's just been outside, but yep, that's it. A lot of bright lights for Doggo. A lot of bright lights for Doggo. But he's I'll let you go and play. You're wailing. He wants to go explore. I'll let him explore. Alright. American destroyer Osborne. 17.8k health. Why does it look so sad? It does not look sad. The wave is going. Let's see. Wait, so if it's Fletcher, 17.1, this one is 17.8. Wait, it's tier 8. 17.8 at tier 8. That seems very nice. 4x1, 137 millimeters, firing range 12.5. That looks very good. HE shell damage 1950. 3.2 reload. 3000 SAP. 38 mil. So this thing paints American deck armor. That's pretty wild. SAP 3000. Wait, is it same reload? No, it's better reload than Fletcher. If it's 3.2. How many guns was it? It's 4 though, not 5 like Fletcher. Let's see, DPM numbers on that is 225,000 SAP DPM. 225. 225. Okay, where does that put you compared to your tier? Whoa! 225. That is fucking wild. That is fucking wild. So you're straight up more than 15% more DPM than Aki almost. Basically 15% more DPM than Akizuki. And Akizuki is slow and clumsy. God damn. Let's see. 1x4 torps, but 15.5, 9 cam. Pretty good torps though. Pretty short cooldown on them as well. Pretty like 115, not bad. Weird turret traverse time, but it's not bad. Montpellier has 226. Wait, oh yeah, I forgot to check. You actually have to check the. I'm kind of worried that I have to check the DPM on these new things against cruisers. Jesus Christ! It's gonna out DPM all light cruisers at tier 8. It's gonna out DPM all light cruisers at tier 8. That's pretty fucked up. Like, the only one who beats it is a Cleveland. But if you don't have radar up in the Cleveland, it just smokes up and shits on you. So you have to have radar on it. Otherwise, it's gonna straight up out-trade you. What the fuck? It's pretty wild. This is SAP. But I mean, obviously we count SAP because that's what you're going to be spamming 99% of the time. And in all DD engagements, you're going to be using SAP. HE is what you use on the nose-in guys. But even that, it's not like that DPM is bad. It's HE DPM is 146,000. So that still means you have what? That's wait, is that that's Mogami High? That's Shimanto DPM. That's more than Shimanto DPM with the HE. We should check compared to Destroyers 146. It's better than Orkan, better than Kiev, worse than Kid, roughly, in terms of DPM. AA junk. But I mean, the only thing it has is Spirit Flag, but that's being removed anyway, but it's still like bad flag. 35 knots. Again, the weird speed boost. Handle's great. 8 cam conceal. 6.5. So wait. Weird that the tier 8 is worse concealed than the tier 7. Right? It has worse concealed than the tier 7. That's weird, because you can get double concealment on this thing. That is actually really weird. We don't know anything about the shell arcs, because it's a new gun, so we don't know how they will behave at all. Standard DCP, 160-second smoke. We'll see how long you use this. It seems pretty good. This on-off smoke just seems so useful. The weird 10% boost again. So wait, this thing will do 40 knots as well. We can already tell it. It'll do a bit over 40 knots as well with flag. With Fletcher handling and Fletcher size, 40 knots. I mean, compared to Aki gives up so much for its DPM. Akizuki gives up so much. It has that shitty IGN smoke. It does, and Aki moves at what was Aki's speed? Aki's speed is 33 with an 8% speed boost, and it's clunky as fuck. This one gets the 630 turning circle. Aki is like 730 or something. So this will outgun Akizuki while handling much better. The only advantage he'll have will be Aki will be slightly stealthier with full build. Aki still has solid torps. Does it though? What do you mean? Aki has single set. Aki can launch 4 torps. This thing can also launch 4 torps. Aki has almost a 2-minute cooldown, 112-second cooldown on the torps. This thing has a 75-second cooldown on the torps. You can launch torps like 50 seconds faster on this thing. "50-second torps. These are much stealthier as well because they're American torps. No, this thing is the only advantage Aki has is the conceal and base health, but considering this thing gets the handling, the much better torpedo DPM and just the insane DPM on this thing, and the smoke, of course, the new smoke, and it's much faster. It is much faster. You have to remember that. I don't know how this is. It doesn't feel like a fair bit of power creep though, but whatever. I guess whatever. What was Aki? Aki rudder ships was 5.6. This one was 4.1. Aki turning rate is 730. This is 630. And Aki base speed is 33. This one is 35. And this one gets a better speed boost. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Doesn't Aki have reload booster? Torpedo reload. Yeah, it does. It does. But that thing has like a 4-minute cooldown. In the end, this thing is going to be throwing out more torps than Aki is. Guaranteed with the difference in cooldown. 75-second cooldown on torps versus 112-second cooldown on torps. It's not even close. So what's the point of Aki? To reset your tech tree line. As always. American destroyer Christopher. Okay. This one looks like a Sherman. Is it Sherman with custom guns? Those turrets don't look like they fit at all. They look completely out of... They look really wonky on it. But it looks... Let me check. I think they put a turret here and here. Hello? Yeah, this thing here. The thing on the nose. It's a Sherman, but they put the turret here. I think it's a remodeled Sherman. Can compare it to gearing? I mean, gearing is also. But I think it's actually like properly remodeled. Oh my god. I mean, gearing is... Sherman and gearing are very, very similar. I mean, just give me any camo. Actually, let's just turn off camo. No, Sherman doesn't fit. Sherman doesn't fit. It doesn't have the thing. And no, it doesn't have this thing. It's a remodeled Sherman. For sure. But like these turrets look wonky as fuck on this thing. A hypothetical design based around a planned twin version of the experimental 5.4 gun, which reinforced AA armament similar to late war US Navy destroyers. Reinforced AA armament similar to late war US Navy destroyers. Are we actually gonna have AA? I fucking doubt it. One can dream. But we'll see. $20.7k health, plating 9 mil. Okay, let's see, what is this? It kind of gearing-esque. Kind of gearing, not as much as Sherman. Kind of gearing-esque health pool. 12.8, that's nice. 3x2, also forward, 2 forward-firing guns. Bro, 2 forward-firing guns on a SAP ship. This thing goes angled nose in and shoots SAP at you? Fuck, it's gonna be annoying. Faster shell velocity now, 823. 3000 SAP 4.1. This time you have 6 guns. So the DPM on this thing is 263 SAP DPM, 171 HE DPM. Holy fuck, where does this place this guy? This is the tier 9. So the 263 SAP is completely off the charts again. It's completely off the charts. Like, it's so off the fucking charts. Keep in mind, you have to keep in mind that you can slot the reload module on the tier 9, and the reload module is a percentage-based buff. So the higher your DPM, the bigger the benefit you gain from a percentage-based buff. So if you have great reload, improve it even further, like exponentially better reload. So exponentially better DPM. So this thing having 263,000 SAP DPM, and then with the reload mod, it's going to jump another 12%. So it's going to close in on 300,000 with the full build. And then you can, of course, go Fearless Brawler, and you're going to go way above 300,000 DPM. You will guaranteed build Fearless Brawler on that thing. So 263, sorry, completely leaves everyone in the dust. Like, it's not even close. The HE DPM is 171,000. So even with HE, you still got like Velos DPM. Velos Black DPM. Fletcher gets, and this is a tier 9. I mean, you will only use the HE in emergencies, like angled shit. Otherwise, you will always use SAP. Fuck me, that's a lot of damage. How is it going to be with cruisers in it? It's going to sit here. But you can build more DPM on this thing than you can build on cruisers. You can't really build damage on cruisers besides like top grade gunner and like heavy HE and shit. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, to be fair, heavy HE on Sejong will push it up. So Sejong will still keep the lead, but it will basically do more damage than all the other cruisers. And all the other cruisers will, of course, suffer from either SAP not AP not having the angles or HE not penning, whereas this thing will be shooting SAP. So that pens 38 and has, of course, improved pen angles because it's SAP. So, and SAP doesn't overpen. Doesn't start fires either, but I mean, it's still gonna be a shit ton of fucking damage. Is there anyone else with SAP DPM at this tier? What's the other SAP ships at this tier? Holy fuck. Wait, so it's this new Ferrante Gonzaga? It has almost as much DPM as this thing if it has 263. And this thing is a fucking cruiser. Okay. Okay, whatever. Interesting design. Johnston, we don't talk about Johnston. We don't talk about Johnston. Johnston just got buried. Johnston is already dead. Reload. Depth charges. Where did I leave my shoes, bro? 1 second, let me check. The doggo loves chewing on its indoor shoes, like what are they called? Slip-ons or whatever they're called. That's like, man, there's something about them, the best thing to chew in the world. Especially since I think it's leather and they got a smell, so. 16.6 Alpha Torps, 10 km, really good damage, like good YOLO Torps. Good YOLO tarps. Slippers, yeah, that's what they're called. 85 reload, 1.4 conceal. What? What is this? Huh? To allow for this heavier main and AA battery. What fucking AA? The long range aura is 42. 42. Hello? We're talking double digits. And you have 2 flak. 2. What? Reinforced light war, mini Bofors, medium DPS. Oh, is this supposed to impress us? The 3.5 km range, 235? Why even write this out? Why even write this shit out if you're not gonna give it any fucking AA? I don't understand. Maybe it's for people who don't look at the stats or something? I don't get it. 36 knots. Good handling. This thing's handled really well. Let's see. 8.3. Conceal gets worse the higher tier you go. So 6.7. At 6.7, it does start losing the concealment race to a lot of ships. But you do have flag and speed boost to do 41 and a... You're fast. You are fast. Aren't you... Are you faster than Shima? You're pretty fucking fast. Are you faster than Shima? 41.58. At tier 9. It's basically gearing speed, but it has that weird 10% instead of 8% speed boost. Who wants to pick a fight with you? True, like, who the fuck wants to pick a fight with this thing? 6.7 conceal. 6.7 conceal fully built for it. Damage control. Smoke gen. 180-second smoke gen now. That's 3 minutes of smoke. And provided you use, every time you like just leave it to disperse, you get an extra 5 seconds. That's a lot of smoke. 3 minutes of smoke, that's a lot of smoke. This thing looks really strong for tier 9. I feel like this thing will shit on a lot of DDs just going nose in. Because you can, like, okay, issue with a lot of ships is when you try to run someone down. Let's say Mogador. The firing angles are pretty bad, so you have to turn broadside to burst them. And the guy can, like, get away because you have to turn to shoot, so he can disengage pretty easily. The thing with the Christopher is you have so much fucking damage just on your front guns that you can just run straight at enemy destroyers and just fucking gas them. Like, I don't know what they can do about that. Like how much are you, like, what did they have? 263? Wait. 263 we divided by 3. So you lose 88. 263 and remove 88. So just your front guns do 175k SAP DPM. Just your front guns. 175. So you basically have a fucking Tulsa. You're at Tulsa using all its guns. Thank you, Harry Otter, for the 74. So you're at Tulsa using all its guns, just using your two nosing guns, and you're running at someone doing over 40 knots at an enemy DD, and you're shooting 175 plus reload plus Fearless Brawler, because if you play like that, you're gonna build Fearless Brawler. So you're doing like well over 200,000 damage. So you're doing like Kitakaza levels of DPM while running at him, presenting only a nosing profile. It seems really fucking Ebola to play against. It seems really Ebola to play against. Like, these seem really fucking strong. Really fucking strong. Nose in microscopic target with no citadel vomiting 200k DPM, surely balanced. Yeah, and it's not just like the ADD is being run down by this thing that's gonna suffer, but like this thing just sitting like juking at range against ships that don't have like really fast shells or like fuck, if you're a battleship, if you have battleship with AP loaded and he just like starts sitting nose and shooting you, he pins 38, so like you're North Carolina or fucking Iowa and this thing starts farming you. Fuck me, that's gonna suck. And then you turn your guns and he smokes off. And then he instantly turns off the smoke gen as to not waste it when you turn your guns away. And then you turn your guns away, he turns it off, then you turn it back and he turns it on again. Like, for the amount of trolling you can fucking do in this thing. Jesus. Holy fuck. American destroyer Burrows. Okay, this is the same hull as this thing, isn't it? Looks like the same hull. Or wait, isn't? Wait. It's a bit tweaked. Front is the same, back isn't. The back is... I wish they didn't use this angle, but the back has been tweaked. These are these look like some sort of remodeled versions. The bridge is very different. And this like part seems like it's kind of like this doesn't exist on any American DDs. I think this kind of second turret place here. This kind of reinforced section for the second turret. And they cleaned it and made it tier 10. Yeah, that's what it looks like. An even larger variant of a potential twin 5.4 armed American destroyer. Burrows carries post-war twin heavy AA guns. Bro, they're mentioning AA again. Now it's even heavier AA than we had earlier. Surely at least the tier 10 will have actually strong AA, because they keep mentioning the fucking AA. Okay, 23.9k. Oh shit, you know what I did? I compared that previous ship, I compared the HP to Gearing and Sherman, but it was a fucking tier 9. It was a fucking tier 9. I should have been comparing it to fucking Fletcher. Like, Fletcher is 17.1. And I was comparing it to the tier 10 because of the DPM, but the fucking thing has 20.7k HP. But that's isn't that a lot for that tier? I feel like it's a lot for the tier. For a tier 9, right? Sounds like it's squishy. Aki has 9. Wait, is this with. Aki has 19,350 with the HP perk. Sorry, Kita. No, that's gotta be without the hull. Okay, it's 23,850 with the HP with the HP module. Isn't that the same HP as Kita has? So this thing is gonna be pretty fucking nice. It's Kita health with insane DPM. Jesus. Anyway, let's look at Burrows. 2390. 2390. We can compare it to American tier 10s. 22.9 with HP on the gearing. Sherman without HP 26.150. Sherman is so tanky. Maybe we shouldn't compare it to just... It's a lot of health though. Right? It's got as much health as an HP per column. Like, it's got a fair bit of health. Daring is 24, but Daring does have heals. QX2 firing range 13.1. That's nice. This thing with HP perk is gonna be very healthy. Like over 27k. Sorry, over 28k. Wait, how much did it give? Was it 450? Why did I have a brain fart? How much does it give? It was... No, it's 350. It's 3.5k. 3.5k, yeah. It was cruisers got 4.5. Still, it's gonna have her 27k. So that's gonna be pretty goddamn strong. Yeah. When will the puppy can be operational? It is. The problem is the pupper is sleeping in the bedroom. He's got a place there that he really likes. We kind of made a bed for him and he likes it. Anyway. 3.5 second reload, 3000. Okay. 3.5 second reload. So what DPM are we talking here? 308,000 SAP DPM. Wait, 308,000. Flak, yesterday guys just said flak is unnecessary mechanic, good players know how to avoid it, not so good don't, so removing it will help. Yeah, it will help the carriers. Because now, if someone wants to strike you and you're playing a ship that actually has some AA, you can shoot down the planes if it doesn't know how to dodge them. By removing flak, you can't, so he'll just strike you anyway. Well, what the fuck kind of nonsense is that? Flak is useless. No, it isn't. It's literally a skill check, and it's a way to defend yourself. And if you got multiple ships of them, you can actually shoot down some planes if you're being struck by, even by a good carrier. What the fuck kind of copium bullshit is that? Bro, listening to Wargaming employees defend their bad decisions is fucking never not gonna be demented. Flak is the only part of AA that still does something. It's the only part of AA that actually still does something. It's the only way to actually deter a strike. Continuous helps you shoot down the planes after they've done a strike. But the only way to actually try preventative AA is him eats a flak cloud on the way in. That's it. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. He just says what the bosses want him to say, exactly. Fucking exactly. Anyway, 3.5 second reload. So wait, 308,000 DPM. Okay. SAP DPM, that is. What the fuck? Really? So wait, it's got... Oh my god, well this is the next retard tool Wargaming's releasing, but it's got almost Sherman DPM. Almost Sherman DPM. Okay. So we're basically Sherman pumps out a ridiculous amount of damage. And it has what? How much did it have HE DPM? 200,000 HE DPM. So just shooting HE, it's like still better than Lucian. Had the Lucian too. Okay. What the hell is that 648? That's Wargaming's retard car. It's basically that really fat Italian DD that has a ton of 90mm guns. I fought it in a destroyer, and I outplayed him. I baited him to shoot, and I smoked up. And he still almost killed me in my smoke, because it pumps out so much goddamn damage with the SAP guns that he almost killed me in my smoke just blind firing, because it does so much damage. It's whatever. It's like every gunboat you see is getting power creeped as we see it. It's the same with every ship. This will be better DPM than Sherman, you're right. What is actually Sherman's pen? Sherman pens... Where's my American Sherman? Here, Sherman guns... Sherman SAP pens 36. This new ammo will pen 38. 38 is actually very relevant pen in World of Warships, because every American battleship has 38mm upper belt and deck armor. So where Sherman shatters on this, these things will penetrate it. So it will greatly benefit it. Being able, I don't remember, what did Rhode Island have? Oh, it's the same 38. Yeah. No, honestly, it benefits it a lot. I think Oregon has the same uniform mark. Yeah. So It's gonna benefit. The only exception is of course brick with 51mm, but being able to pen 38 means you can farm all American BBs. You can farm all American BBs really effectively. So against those specific targets, this thing will do much better. 19k torps, 10.5, really good torps. 80-second cooldown, not too bad. Like, this is a very real threat, these torps. What? Burrows carriers Burrows carries, they're trying to say carriers, post-war twin 76.2mm heavy AA guns. Okay, an even larger variant, because now it has really big guns. And now, because of this, we do... This is the mid-range, we do 228 mid-range. Christopher, that sadly didn't have these incredible guns, only had bow force, sadly, does more damage, despite this being a refit with even better heavy AA guns. Our damage went down. And we have no long range and no flak. I don't know what I expected, bro. I don't fucking know what I expected. Like, why even fucking advertise this shit if you're giving me worse AA than was already dog shit at tier 9? What are you advertising here? How is this, like, I don't understand. Maximum speed 37 knots. Okay. Handles well. Surface detect 8.5. Where does 8.5 place me? 6.9. That's pretty goddamn weak. You're gonna get outspotted by a lot of things at 6.9. That is pretty bad. Maximum speed. Again, the weird... Why did they go with the weird 10% speed boost? It's such a strange choice, but... we are fast. We're defo fast. We do 42.7 knots. This car is very fast. 37 base speed, I think, to begin with, is just very good. Let's see, where do these other gunboats place? Like Forest has Forest is a barge compared to this thing. Having almost Forest Sherman DPM and being this much faster is fucking wild. Much faster. Small and relies entirely on the speed boost. Vampires, the Darings, like, it's very fast. It's got almost IGN speed, but then it has the speed boost and stuff on top. I mean, a lot of DDs have it, to be fair. But it's compared to the slow farmers, this thing has really nice speed going for it. Okay. That's a lot of smoke again. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. And you can extend it a lot with the dispersion time. You're going to be able to cycle a fair bit of that. That's a lot of smoke. Looks nasty as hell. On this ship, you could drop concealer on your commander to boost the DPM even more. I mean, it depends on the arcs. But what this thing might be horrendously frustrating to deal with, if the arcs are good. If the arcs are good on this ship, because it's got pretty good shell velocity and it's got SAP and these new longer barrels. If the arcs are good, you can absolutely build AFT on this thing. Easily build AFT on this thing. And then you're sitting at 15-16 kilometers in a pretty fucking fast ship, just open water farming with SAP. And it's going to be the most horrendous experience in the world. Every time you take a bit of damage, you just pop your smoke to go dark. If someone tries to push you, like a DD shows up, you pop your smoke, you always have it ready. And you just sit open water. And anytime someone even points your guns at you, you just tap your smoke to turn it on for 20 seconds. Like, it's... Depends on the arcs. Depends a lot on the arcs, but this thing seems like an insane farm. Insane farm. And also, if it needs to push in, thanks to the turret setup and the speed, it can absolutely run down enemy destroyers. Like, absolutely, it can gas down enemy destroyers. Seems the entire line seems very strong. It seems pretty brutal to play against, though. Thank you, by the way, Otter, for this event for. I think I thanked you, but... New premium ships. Oh boy. Japanese tier 10 premium Japanese submarine. Ugh. What the player base wanted for sure. One of the 3 B3 class cruiser submarines. She managed to damage a tank landing ship. Wow. Well, that deserves to be a fucking griefing machine in World of Warships. Has only acoustic torpedoes that can be used in 2 different ways. You can stay at a safe distance and rely on their high range and maximum damage along with fast reload. Okay, but if you choose to do so, they will work as unguided torpedoes because of the limited sonar range of 7 km, while the torpedo range is 15 km. These things... How much damage are they gonna do? Rely on the high range and maximum damage. What do you mean maximum damage? What is maximum damage? Yeah, gang, I got it. Gang, I got access to test chips for the upcoming 2 patches, and they gave me 50 codes with dubs. Nice, gang. We can be playing some less the test chips then. Let's go. Gang, do you think they're trying to sneak us into their CC program the back way? I feel like they're trying to sneak me in like they're like, okay, he's never gonna agree to join the CC program. He's never gonna sign any papers. But what if we just gave him test chips and codes, and then he's kinda CC? They're straight up trying to stealth CC us. It's pretty funny. Are you allowed to stream the test chips? I mean, I haven't signed any NDAs. They fucking sent them to my account. What are they gonna be mad at? Of course I can stream them. I haven't signed any NDAs. I haven't agreed to anything. They just put them on my account. Of course I can play them. Did you also get the doubloon codes, Equine? If you don't obey, you will accidentally fall out the window. True, true, true. Nah, just access, yeah. Well, I got 50 codes that each give 1,000 doubloons, which is insanely generous. So I'm gonna give those away probably during the weekend. Anyway, I5644. 5644, bro. This fucking number, can it have something easy? Second tactical option. Because our torps have rather unique parameters, allowing them to retain higher than average damage at close ranges. Are they adding shotgunning back? Are they monetizing shotgunning? What is this? So you can take a riskier approach and get close to the enemy to aim your torps using sonar. But keep in mind she can't stay submerged for long because of her poor dive capacity and her large size, and bad concealment make her an easy target for opponents. Even her HP pool won't save you if the enemy fires on you at close range. I don't know about that. I've seen submarines tank a lot of fucking shots in your game. Like, Wargaming, have you played your game? I do more damage to any other surface ship than I do to destroyers. Even French destroyers with French saturation take more damage than your fucking cancer hotdogs. So I don't know about this thing. That's why you should use hit and run tactics. Make one good hit and quickly retreat to avoid retaliation. Oh yeah, I should put the thing on. Go fast forward, sure. We got a fuck ton of deadblocks. There's so much happening everywhere. Calm down. You all guys are gonna put the vacuum on. Yeah. It will also carry a 140mm deck gun. HE shells. Okay, on top of this, her gun is complemented with a main battery reload booster, which can help supplement the close range playstyle, or can be used to set fires from longer ranges on enemies. And since she's equipped with a short range submarine surveillance, she can force enemy submarines to the surface to deal with them using her gun. What the fuck? That's a lot of fucking gimmicks. Holy shit. Almost floating. Yeah, if I block, pretty close to floating. I-5644 will be mainly for players who enjoy their Tier 8 variant, as well as the more typical torpedo boat fans. These torpedoes work similar to most submarine torps that the damage they deal increases with the distance they travel up to a certain point. The difference lies in that while most submarine torps will reach their maximum damage output after traveling 3 kilometers, these torpedoes will have only reached half of their maximum damage at that point. From that point on, the damage potential will continue to escalate until reaching its maximum at 10 kilometers. Did they just make a submarine Slava? Did they just make a submarine torpedo Slava? What the fuck am I watching? Whoa, 25,600 health on a fucking sub? Holy shit, this thing will be fucking tanky. Jesus. Dark capacity 90 units. Okay, so 90 seconds, but it recharges at twice the speed. One gun, 2,500 alpha. 2-second reload. What? 2-second reload? That has a reload booster? Wait, so you're gonna have a 1 second? What? That seems like a lot of fucking damage. Also 16% fire chance. The fuck? Sonar? Okay, here's the sonar. Reload 6.5, range 7. Here's the torps. Holy shit. 20.8k, 15k, 78 knots. Reload time 45. 6 loaders. Doesn't that mean it loads every torpedo individual? It loads every torpedo individual. So if you launch like these torps with, let's say, a 5-second gap, you're just basically going to be launching torps 24/7. That's slow for subtorps. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? 78 knots, which is considered insane speeds, is considered slow for subtorps. They hit so fucking hard, though. They hit so goddamn hard. Maximum speed 30 knots, 590. Whoa, 9-second rudder. Surprisingly slow for a sub. 7.1 surface detect. The consumables. DCP, 15 seconds. Hydrophone. 6-second reload time, 80. Reserve battery unit. Main battery reload. Duration 8 seconds. So for 8 seconds, you have a 1-second reload on your gun. That's going to be a lot of damage on this gun, though, against DDs. This thing surfaces. Yo, this thing is going to suck if you're fighting another destroyer. And then this thing surfaces and reload boosters you. That's a lot of extra damage you didn't account for or plan for. It just shows up and just adds to the battle. It has no fucking dispersion at all. Like, it literally has no dispersion. It's a fucking railgun. With this fire chance? Yeah, no, that seems pretty fucking Ebola. And submarine surveillance. Bro! Easy BB farm. It just seems so... Like, all their subs just seem so toxic. Soviet battleship Zaria VOD. Okay. One of the variants of the battleship A design. Developed in 1936 in accordance with the concept of creating a large ocean navy. The ship inherited her name from the Russian pre-dreadnought battleship that took part in the events of the October Revolution. Fans of the resilience of Soviet battleships rejoice. Zaria VOD takes this national trait to the next level with very high armor thickness on its belt and general plating. On top of that, the ship enjoys improved torpedo protection. Okay, combined with a good concealment, defensive AA fire, and fighter. She is well defended against ships of all times. Oh, does defensive AM fighter on a battleship mean that carriers can't kill it? Or that it's well defended? I didn't realize. Signature fast damage control team consumable with an increased duration also boosts her survivability. Number of charges is limited. Okay. In terms of her armament, she retains a formidable set of hard-hitting 4 and 6mm guns with special accuracy settings that encourage close-range fights. Okay. Zaria VOD is designed to operate on the front lines. You're tough, but you're not invincible. Poor maneuverability. The model of the ship is not ready. It will be shown at later. Zaria VOD. 73500. So wait, it's gonna be Soviet. Soviet, and it's gonna be a battleship. It's not gonna be what Kremlin? 88K. Vladivostok. Vladivostok comes pretty close. What are the guns? 3x3, 793. 3x3, 793. Okay, so it's gonna be a Vladivostok. It's gonna be a Vladivostok copy. Reload 31. Vladivostok is 33. Sigma shit. Maximum dispersion is shit. I guess it gets the close range dispersion then. Torpedo protection 46. Vlad has 21. But like Vlad has the flat armor. I'm not sure it's going to be very tanky. We'll see. Standard is W. Secondaries are dog shit. Secondaries are pretty fucking dog shit. AA. Wait. Long range 109. 5 flak. 75% accuracy. Well defended against ships of all types, bro. They don't play their game. They do not play their game. They said on stream it's a Vladivostok call. Okay. So, how the fuck am I well defended? I have 5 flak that do no alpha. My turning circle is 950 meters with a 17-second rudder. You think fucking defensive AA and fighter is gonna prevent the carrier from shitting on me? And also, what do I do against the sub? I have basic SW. How are you well defended against all types? Fucking nonsense. The only thing you can deal with is like nose in HE spam. But that's rarely what fucks you in a brawl. What's the surface detect? 15? This developer for some reason pretends like carry... Nice stealth, 12.15. Nice stealth for BB. But like this carrier for some reason pretends like carriers and subs don't hardcore grief any sort of brawling in the game. Like, oh, yo, just go in there and brawl. Like, as if you don't get instantly fucking sabotaged by carriers and subs when you try to do that. Fucking baffling. Anyway, yeah. The DCP is really good. The DCP is really fucking good. It's a 20-second DCP with a 40-second cooldown. I think you'll run this shit on it for the 40%. So you'll have a 28-second DCP on a 40-second cooldown. That's going to be really fucking good. Lesta allows CST and Supertest to talk about test chips and their performance again, and streams test stuff. Okay, cool. Well, then no problem for us to play and show them. But yeah, no, this DCP mod is going to be wild on this thing to make. But once again, DCPs help you against the fires, and you already have armor against the fires. That's not the issue. It's going to be like just getting griefed by torps. Also, you're going to have to try to push into Los Andes with this thing. They might just pen you everywhere. We'll see. French cruiser Le Havre. That's a Brest, isn't it? How's that not just a burst? Large cruiser armed with 330mm main battery guns. Isn't that just a breast? With their silly camera angle. Am I missing something? It's a breast without the good looking camera. Yeah, like everything is identical. Everything. They haven't changed. Have they changed anything? No? A breast have 3 of... Breast doesn't have 305s. What are you talking about? Breast is 330 as well. Okay. Now it takes advantage of Tech Tree Sisters' improved secondary dispersion to challenge for the title of Best Secondary Tier 9 Cruiser. Huh? Challenge for the title of Best Secondary Tier Cruiser. Are they pretending Brest is a secondary cruiser? What? To challenge for the title of Best Secondary Tier 9 Cruiser? What do you mean? Are they pretending... What? Are they pretending Brest is a secondary? Do they think Brest is a secondary ship? What? I don't understand the sentence. Takes advantage of her Tech Tree Sisters' improved secondary dispersion to challenge for the title of Best Secondary Tier 9 Cruiser. On what planet do you play Brest for secondaries? What? Huh? There is like a best secondary cruiser. That's Michelangelo, followed by Schroeder. You don't build Brest for fucking secondaries. Because it has improved dispersion, yes. But even with that, the DPM values are uninteresting and the pen is garbage. Why the fuck would you... What? Why would you build... What? Huh? Do they play the game? I don't understand. With her fast reloading and well-arranged secondary battery. Fast reloading and well-arranged. Also, these are 139s, not... These are 138s? What? Is this a typo? Le Havre will always be able to have a significant portion of a secondary battery in play and capable of dealing plenty of damage. I don't understand. The secondary angles on the ship are not well positioned. They're really bad. It looks like it's the same positions as Brest has. Yeah, it's all the secondaries on Brest are in the back. That's the big issue with the ship. The secondaries are garbage. The guns are forward, so you want to go nose in and point guns forward, but your secondaries don't get firing angles because the secondaries have some of the worst forward firing angles in the game. Like, I can show you, look. This is the Brest secondary angles. It's all backwards. Forwards, you don't shoot anything. It's backwards angled is best, or like... Have they ever played their own game? What? Le Havre will always be able to have a significant portion of her secondary battery in play. No, she won't. And is capable of dealing plenty of damage. No, not with the secondaries. She does not benefit from improved penetration of the Germans or SAP like the Italians, meaning that against targets you will be relying on shots striking the thinner plating and fires to wear down. So wait, you want you to actually build full secondaries. Compared to Tier 9 Cruiser, which she shares the general armament with, she contains the powerful free... Okay. With reduced accuracy and longer reload, this allows her to make use of her improved secondaries. Strong secondary armament together with decent HP means that Le Havre is a good choice for captains who prefer close-quarter engagements. And for battles against heavily armored cruisers and battleships, the inertial fuse for HE Shell's commander skills is a must. But wait, they gave it the same plating! It's the same armor! What? It has a big set. I mean, it's kind of waterline, let's be real, but it's 25 overmatchable nose. So completely unmatchable. And 27 upper belt at tier 9. What? And what, you want me to build a 4-point IFHE skill and cut my fire chance in half? What fucking guns are you giving it then? Okay, so it is 139. This is the same guns. Secondary armament, 8 km range, reload time 2.7. So they buffed the reload on the secondary significant. They buffed it a shit ton. If it's 7.0 and it's 2.7, so the secondary DPM is actually going to be a lot higher. The secondary DPM is going to be a lot higher, but the HE pen is 23. It's 23, and IFHE is 25%. Whoops. IFHE is 25%. So what, your pen 27 millimeters? Your pen 27? How does this help me? What? What? So what, I can pen like, if I build IFHE, I can pen like other cruisers? But what do I do against a single battleship in this thing? Like even a Shanbard that's squishy, I only pen the superstructure? What am I fucking missing? And also the firing angles are still terrible. Like the firing angles are still trash. So how do I use, like, do I have to sail broadside in a ship that has guns forward to use my secondaries? What the fuck? And you will nerf your fire chance in half. I don't even know if it's probably not even worth. Is it worth it? I don't. It will make you so bad against BBs though. They made the main gun reload 30 fucking seconds, man. 30-second main gun reload. Fuck, that's bad. I think they nerfed the Sigma as well. Don't show too much broad. But you have to show a lot of broad. That's the problem. That's because that's how the ship is built. Like you need... The only way to reach... You literally have no DPM forward. So you have to give a lot of broad. And then if you give this much broad, you're already exposing the cheek. What? And if you're kited, you can't use your front guns, because that's the other issue. Main guns kiting angles are what, 38? Main gun is 38. Secondaries are 30. So you have to sit at 38 if you want to use your guns and your secondaries. It's a very fucking tight angle where you can actually like do anything. And even then, you have bad main guns and secondaries that don't pen anything. This seems like a lot of effort just to get to play a secondary cruiser when shit like Los Andes exists. Also, I walk in my secondary funny Havre against the Biasma, and he burst overmatches me through the nose, and if I try to give broadside to use secondaries, he dev strikes me because his improved pen angles fist me. Like, what do I do in this thing? I don't understand the concept. I don't understand the concept. 6 flak. Okay, so this thing actually has some flak, but it has no continuous at all. If they remove flak, this thing is fucking dead. Let's see what they do about it. 31.5, 720. Explain Wargaming. Why does my Los Andes get to build 10.4 rudder? And your new secondary cruiser that has no armor and thus pens nothing has a fucking 13.2 second rudder shift. This is one of the things where I'm just like, what, like, this thing is going to be extremely niche. Like, this thing is going to be horrendous to play against if you're playing a 27mm cruiser that can't like do good DPM, can't punish this thing properly, then it's gonna be bad. But even in that thing, I think you can just kite though. Can you kite? How fast is this thing? It does get 20%. It's gonna be hard to kite from this thing. So DCP, Hydro, or defensive. I mean, you probably go Hydro. If you want to push in a brawl, you need to go Hydro. Fighter, no, you can do fighter or engine boost. Of course, you use engine boost for the brawling. It's a good engine boost. Heal, it does have improved heal. And it reloads faster. And main battery reload. I guess you gas it in with speed boost and hope you get some 1-for-1s, 1-for-2s. Because I feel like how long did if it's breast hull, I assume it burns for 60 seconds as well, right? So you can't really sit. But fuck, that's good. The issue with breast is that the hull isn't suited for long duration engagements. That's the thing. Breast is kind of you rush on a flank, you use your speed to juke shells, you peek a boo around corners to use your main guns, then you reverse into cover. That's how you play the breast. If you actually have to take long duration sustained engagements in the breast, it's trash. Because you get overmatched everywhere, HE shells pen you everywhere, and you burn for 60 seconds and you can't build fire prevention. So long duration engagements do not favor this shit. And now they want you to sit there getting your secondaries in on a target in long duration engage. I don't understand. Like it's, and also I don't think IFHE is like actually an option on this thing. 4 points into IFHE. I don't get it. I don't really understand the ship. I don't really understand it. I feel like the problem with the ship is the design of the hull and Wargaming's envisioned design clash. There's no synergy there. Italian battleship Marc Antonio Colonna. Okay, Italian battleship Macaroni. Tier 8. A hypothetical deep modernization of the Francesco Caracciolo class battleship. Okay. One of the unbuilt Caracciolo class Colonna is armed similar to Tier 9 Italian battleship Giuseppe Verdi, swapping her main gun SAP ammo found on Tech Tree Italian for the more traditional HP and HE mix, though with not the best accuracy and range. She gains SAP on her secondary battery guns with improved pen and a good rate of fire. Improved pen, what does that mean? The issue with almost all Italian secondaries in this game is that the Italians love the 90mm gun, and the 90mm gun was dog shit. That's really the fundamental issue when people try to build these things like secondaries, is that they are not well suited for being secondary because, well, the secondaries they don't pen anything. It doesn't matter if they're shooting HE like Lepanto, or if they're shooting SAP like this thing, they pen only 26mm. So you don't really do anything. That's the problem. And the Italians love the 90mm. It's all over their ships, and it's fucking dog shit. So if it gets improved pen, we'll see. She retains Verdi's exhaust smoke, and also to compensate for lower than average hit points and maximum speed for her tier, she gains improved maneuverability and concealment. The strong secondary armament of the ship means that at her helm, you want to get close and personal with your enemies. They keep trying to push these brawling ships. You see this shit? They keep trying to push these brawling ships. But then at the same time, they add like that American gunboat line with that shoots 300,000 sap from 15 kilometers. And they're like, go in and brawl, buddy. But aiming for close combat doesn't mean you can afford to be reckless, since a low HP pool forces you to pick engagements and carefully plan out the approach. Fortunately, the signature Italian exhaust smoke comes in handy here. While retaining the ability to use exhaust smoke for defensive purposes, commanders can utilize its cover to approach their adversaries, getting them into the range of their secondary armor. Alternatively, the smoke can also be used for an expeditious retreat if the offensive did not go as planned. The model of the ship is not ready. It will be shown later. Okay. The 90 millimeters was only dog shit in the game. Yeah, I know. Whoa! Tier 8, 54,500 health. What the fuck is that? That is Odin-esque Picardy HP. Odin is 52.8. This is 54.5. Okay, that's rough. The problem with low HP, especially on ships that, like, having low HP on ships that can play at range isn't so bad, because you don't rely on your HP as much to deal damage when you play as a ranged ship. However, when you're a brawling ship, you need to be trading health for damage. That's the concept of brawling. You go in there, you take hits, but you punch back faster or harder. The problem with having no HP is that if you eat, let's say, 1 or 2 torps before the engagement even starts, you can't do your role. You're basically useless. So very low HP pulls on brawlers is rough. Main better, 4x2, 381s. So this is what Caracciola, right? This is gonna be like, where's that Caracciola? Have the Caracciola? Have I sold my Caracciola? I'm thinking we might have sold our Caracciola. Yeah, Caracciola. Yeah, 4x is probably this thing. This is probably what they're basing it on. 4x2, 381s, 880. Slightly slower, but probably based on that, yeah. Reload 27, okay, with 8 guns. Reload 27. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Do you get reload from the... Oh, shit, it went to the... Yeah, I don't get reload. So it is significantly boosted reload. Okay, so it is significantly boosted reload. But you don't have SAP though. Sigma 1.7 is also... Oof! Standard DC. Oh, you have 90 millimeters. Ah, fuck. 12x1, 90 millimeters. Reload time 2.9 seconds. That's pretty fast firing, but they won't pen much of anything. They're basically useless. The problem with SAP as well is, you can also angle against it. If HE pens 26 and the cruiser goes nose in, the secondary still hit the nose. Let's say if it's 25mm nose and they pen the nose. The problem with SAP is that if you angle against it, you bounce it. And in this case, even if it hits a part that might not bounce, it might still shatter. So 26 is... What's the improved pen? I don't get it. 150s? Reload 13 seconds. Pen 42. I mean, these hit hard. Reload. But... I mean, this shoots HE, but it's reload 8. That thing is reloading in 13? I'm not that impressed. What's the secondary angles on Francesca? Secondary angles are pretty okay. They're kind of scaling, but actually not really if you want to do full damage in this thing. You have to give a lot of fucking broadside if you want to use the secondaries on this thing. Not great. It's pretty okay if you don't go for full damage. If you don't go for full damage, the secondary damage is pretty okay. If you want full damage, though, you have to kill yourself, basically. But the 80% you get at pretty good angles. 80% you get at pretty good angles. But Caracciola blows up really easily. Caracciola has like a really flat belt and a significant citadel. Like, it's huge, and there's no turtleback. Like, it looks like a turtleback, but it actually ends here as a flat armor. So it's just, you punch through and it's citadel. It blows up really fucking easily. You just click left broadside Caracciola and this thing blows up. It's a huge save. So brawling in this thing with no torps and a huge citadel is certainly gonna be a challenge. Adding the complete lack of health. Oof. Okay. We'll see. I wonder what the secondary DPM on this thing is. It doesn't the macaroni doesn't seem that impressive. Not store protection. Is it though at tier 8? It's not really that nuts. 42 is not a lot. Bro, at tier 8 having that torpedo protection is not that special. 48. Like the Americans at tier 8 we have the Alabama 49% torpedo protection, Massachusetts 46% torpedo protection. Having 42% on a brawler while having 12,000 less HP than the Massa and honestly what looks like worse guns is pretty questionable. We'll see. Mm. 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 The villainous gorilla. Truly. Thank you, Seals Intent, for the 28 months. Not much. German than having 30. Yeah, but Germans have Hydra. Germans have Hydra or a shit ton more health. AA is super trash. Holy fuck, super trash. Kara's gonna love this thing. 4 point. Look at. Oh my god. That is so. On the alpha. Oh, Jesus Christ, this thing is so fucking... But oh, this is... Oh my god, Kara's gonna love this thing. Italian AA approved. Maximum speed 29, turning circle 740. Ready ship 14.3. Surface detect 14.4. It's very stealthy though. It's gonna be very stealthy. 11.7. Okay. Main gun smoke 13.6. That's very low. For 380s? The shitty DCP. 8? Why did it give it an 80-second cooldown heal, bro? Oh no, if there was ever a ship that needed a fast reloading heal, it was this thing, bro. You're gonna push in this thing and try to brawl. You need a fast reloading heal. You're gonna die before the second heal comes up, man. 80 seconds? 1 minute 20 seconds before the next heal comes up, and the only buffer you have against that is your 54,000 health? Bro, this thing needed fast heal. Exhaust smoke, reload time 180. People are gonna run in this thing. Charge in, smoke up, secondary a bit, smoke runs out, then they're gonna die, and then they're gonna go next game. They're gonna go next game after that. I don't really see the potential in the ship right now. The hull is a problem because it blows up so easily. Long duration heal in the low HP pool is a problem. Complete lack of AA means carriers. When you push in, you always attract carrier focus. So pushing in with this health pool with no AA seems very rough. Also, what do you do if a ship just sits nose into you? That's my question. If like I push in, and there's, let's say, Vladivostok or North Carolina or something just sitting there nose into me, and reverses while I'm running at him, my SAP won't deal any damage because he bounces up. I don't have any torps. If I go for a drive-by, he probably blows me up. I don't really understand this shit, but models for preview announced Tier 9 Pan-Asian Destroyer Nunning and Tier 10 Dutch battleship Willem de Eerste. Okay. What hull is this? That looks pretty unique. What if you run into an Ipiranga? We don't talk about Ipiranga. Ipiranga will... It's a Hayate. Oh, it's just a Hayate. Okay. I got kind of like, oh, I've made something new, but no, it's just a Hayate. Okay. Wait, is this a Duncan? Delnick turrets on height, huh? And this is a Duncan. Okay. New models. Updated models. 2 copy pastas. Oh well. Interesting. Okay. Well, a lot of ships I didn't really understand. The ones I did understand looked fucking insane, though. Like, these American gunboats looked stupidly fucking powerful. Stupidly fucking powerful. They looked like absolute monsters.